This is to benefit you so that you understand your witness has a prior record.
So Your Honor, I believe he has 7 prior criminal convictions via an OWI 4th from 2003, criminal trespass to dwelling from 2006.
Right, I need to take a break. This man right now is having a stare down with me. It's very disrespectful. He pounded his fist. Frankly, it makes me scared.
So the Darrell Brooks trial has been an absolute disaster. This is the guy that drove his SUV through a Christmas parade in Waukesha, Wisconsin last year, killing 6 people, injuring dozens more. And this whole month he's been on trial. And he's decided to represent himself. And he has turned this whole thing into an absolute circus. And everybody wants to know what's going on with him psychologically. We know he's fit for trial, but it seems pretty clear based on what the media has shown that he meets the diagnostic criteria for both antisocial personality disorder and narcissistic personality disorder, or at least has traits of both those disorders. But it's important to note that when a psychologist gives a diagnosis, what we're really trying to do is find a label that captures the symptoms that we see. But that diagnosis doesn't always explain the behavior. And in this case in particular, I don't know that those diagnoses explain really what's going on with Darrell Brooks. So if we just sort of take a step back and look at him, the circumstance, I think there's really 2 options. One, certainly he's going away for a long time, and being in a courtroom, getting attention, feels it's more stimulating and feels better than rotting away in a jail cell. So let's just keep this going as long as possible. That's a piece of it. But more than that, I think this is his, you know what it is? It reminds me of, you know when you drive and you come to a crosswalk and there are some people that see that a car has stopped, the car is waiting for them, and when they go across the crosswalk, they run across, or they at least act like they're going quickly across the crosswalk to sort of show respect for, I know you are you're stopping your day for me to get across the street. There are cars lined up for me, and I don't want to be a burden to you, so they move fast across the street. And then there are other people that they see that the car has stopped, and it's like it's their moment. It's their moment to have attention. It's their moment to be listened to. It's their moment to make an impact, and they will go as slow as possible at this glacial speed across the crosswalk while cars line up waiting for them to mosey across. That person that's going across the crosswalk and seems like they don't care what all the cars are doing, to me, that's a very disempowered, disenfranchised person that feels like they have no impact on the world around them. So as they cross the street, that's their moment to say, I mean something, I am of value, you will attend to me, so I'm going to walk slow. And if I look at Darrell, that's what I think of him. I think that he has spent his life feeling like he couldn't make an impact. I think he has spent his life feeling like he was always a second-class citizen, dismissed. I think he believes he never had a shot. And I think he believes that he should have. I think he has the ego to say, hey, I should be attended to. And so while he's in this courtroom and he's talking to a highly educated judge that knows a lot about the law, he is willing to go to battle with her about the law that he clearly doesn't understand. But he's willing to create the friction. He's willing to create the conflict in an effort to say, I mean something. And to me, that's what happened when he drove through the parade. He had a conflict with his girlfriend. He was having conflict in his life. He had no ability to control himself. No one was listening to him. He couldn't make an impact. Here's what I'm going to do. And he drives through the parade. He has no ability to get out of himself to have perspective because he so desperately wants to mean something, to have value. Now, as I'm saying that, I want to be really clear. I'm not making excuses for him. I think he is a repugnant human being that should go away forever. He is a murderer. I have zero respect or empathy or tolerance for him. I just want to make the point that when you look at someone's outlandish behavior, the explanation has to be more than he's a narcissist or he's antisocial. No, he's a narcissist because of something that happened in his life. He's antisocial because of something that happened in his life. He feels a certain way for some. There's a bigger context. There's a mindset that comes from something. And I think this is a good, as crazy as he is, it's a good example of there's probably more happening in his background than what we're seeing right now where we just go, oh, this guy's a lunatic.